Hello everyone, today I'm going to tell you about how life is here in Canada from my perspective. First of all, so you should know, I was born in the Soviet Union in Kazakhstan when it was still very poor. Then my family immigrated to Germany and now into Canada, and I've been living here for 13 years. Second, also very important, I'm a person with disabilities. I'm going to show you what this also means for me as an immigrant living here in Canada. First of all, let's talk about the boring stuff. Which would be living here is really peaceful. This is why I chose to start here right away behind my house, so you can see like how my backyard is kind of, but like really the back streets here really peaceful. It's kind of clean or almost clean. Life here in Canada is really peaceful. We are not very worried about crime. Yes, I have made some videos about crime and it kind of a little bit increased also badly in some of the cities and such, but still nothing compared to other countries. So I'm not, like as I used to see, like I'm walking here, I'm not afraid of being suddenly mugged or attacked by someone, some gangsters or something. Not at all. Also, in Canada, we are really not afraid of war. So we are not being really afraid of being dragged into war, like let's say into Ukraine, Russia, China, somewhere in Africa or something, because if something happens, usually what Canada does, we send some troops in, but we're not going into a full war. Also, because we don't have any real borders with any other countries except the United States and actually Denmark, a tiny little bit border. We are far away from everyone else. The Middle East is far away from us, Eastern Europe and everything. All the conflict zones in the world are far away from us, so we are not afraid of having any war at our borders, because it ain't gonna happen. As a foreigner also, I can tell you, I feel very welcomed here in Canada. Almost all really people, they don't mind or are really welcoming towards foreigner, because it's getting you a few mix. And of course, I'm saying this as a white person, but well, I am half German, I am quarter Russian, quarter Ukrainian, so not everyone is really awesome about that stuff. But here, nobody minds. And also, really enough, when my family came here, we were accepted as Germans, not even as Russians or whatnot. But yeah, it is how it is. But it's like we are welcomed here, totally. The other thing is, in Canada, most people have a positive outview. Even the negative outview for like economy and everything, it's nothing compared to other countries. Because at the end of the day, most people know we have the natural resources in such a huge amount of gold, platinum, diamonds and whatnot, you can name all, and we have all of them here. Plus, of course, here in Advertiser where I live, we have all the huge fields where we can produce food. Doesn't matter what happens in the world, people need to eat. So we always can produce food, always can make money, always can provide for people having jobs. So as I mentioned, I'm a person with disabilities, so I wanted to talk this. And it's really important for everyone. I know some people are like, okay, let's skip this. Hold on just a minute, I will tell you why it's important for you. First of all, every person can become a person with disability. You have a car accident, something happens to your legs or your arms or your neck, or you get suddenly a disease or something. Like me, 2 years ago, suddenly I had a bacterial stomach infection, and it was this or some, who knows what my doctor said. Since then I've been sick for 2 years and couldn't work, and many issues, many times visited the hospital. I'm regularly in contact with my doctor. In the worst times I saw my doctor twice in a week, and then still went to the hospital. I had surgery and other things, so it can happen to everyone, believe me. Also, I hope this doesn't happen to anyone, but your children might end up having disabilities, so you probably rather want to live in a country that has existing laws to protect and help and support people with disabilities, right? It just makes sense. So now I'm just going to tell you a few things how good Canada does it really here. For example, when I went to the university helps people with disabilities and have a special program and a small department where they help people with disabilities. They helped me to apply for some funding from the government. It was just like one time we received the funding, but still it was very helpful. We got some tools for the university, which we really appreciated. And we got in a university, when there was the time for the final exams, we got a separate room, so we didn't have to write an exam with 1,000 people, hundreds of people, all making noise and whatnot. I would have really issues with this, and then like I can't concentrate. So we got a separate room, and we got also additional time for the final exam, so we could more concentrate. Also, there's a system here in Canada that if you are already like signed up, like proven as a person with disability, you can apply for disability support here. The first time I did, second time I did, I was taught that there was no space anymore, so I had to apply for the regular social welfare here in Saskatchewan. My brother, he actually just tried it now, and he got into the program and was told, well, no, there are no waiting lines. So maybe some miscommunication on my side, I don't know, but I didn't receive it this time, but apparently it's there. And I'm thankful for it. Like, I didn't receive it, but I'm still thankful that there is the system. So there is support for people with disabilities here in Canada. But here comes my side as a foreigner. I'm from Germany. Germany has probably one of the best support systems of people with disabilities. First of all, the amount of financial assistance is higher in Germany because people get paid an apartment, living expenses and such. Here it's a lump sum, which is really awesome in Canada. On the other hand, it's less than in Germany, but you get the lump sum and then you decide for yourself how to allocate the money, so which apartment you get and whatnot, what is more important for you and your family, for example. Another thing is like affordability in Canada. So unlike in Europe, like for example Germany, where we have still all the old buildings, old cities where it's really narrow, difficult to drive around, like in the inner cities, really terrible times because you have only one lane. The traffic there can be really bothersome. Here everything is relatively really new. It's not like in Europe where everything is like hundreds of years old. Like even you just walk by a small house and then like, oh, this is 300 years old. Here Canada's like, we are not even that old. Hunting and fishing. Hunting and fishing is really big here in Canada. Many people in Germany would dream about doing this. They go fishing, but it's different in Germany, way different. For those who don't know, in Germany you have actually to have like a kind of like a driver license for fishing. It's a fishing license, but it's very different. So you need to study and complete a test. And it takes you like several weeks, I think, to a month to do like the whole process. And the test is actually difficult. Like you can fail, and every time some people fail because you have to learn everything. What is there to learn? Well, for example, you need to learn about one fish, what season they are in and what time they have babies and in what areas and whatnot. Like really complicated things. It's just typical Germany. It's over the top all the time. Another thing is hunting. Hunting in Germany is, for example, almost impossible. You have to join an association in Germany and they are traditional. So you have to go through all those things like marching together with a music band and whatnot, and the meetings where they have like their hats and toques and whatnot. I make here some pictures for you so you know what I mean. And you can only shoot with them together and only in some areas and really small areas, because we want to protect the people and to make sure no bad people have access to guns. It's like here, hunting here on the other side, very easy. Not actually that difficult here. It is more difficult than in America to get a weapon license, but essentially you go to a place, you apply for it, and if you are cleared, if you're not a bad person and such, you get a license, you buy yourself your gun, and you can go hunting in restricted areas, according to time, what you can hunt and whatnot. But those areas are huge. I mean, in total, the sizes where you can hunt here in Canada are several times the size of Germany. So I mean, like, it's insane variety what you can hunt. Like, for example, bears you can hunt here, and moose and all the different animals. I'm not into hunting. I can understand why people are loving it, but here you can do hunting and other things. And this is like one thing I think people here, when we live here in Canada, especially when you're like from a country that is really high population, a lot of rules, let's say from Germany, Japan, Hong Kong, China, for example, like gun laws and everything. The same with Japan. There are no guns. England. So for you coming here, you'll be like, oh my god, you can hunt here. People can actually own guns here. Yeah, but it's not, again, the same like in America. So you can't buy some of the dangerous looking weapons and such. It's not the same. But in short, I'm really glad I came here. And it's the same thing with my family. For us personally, it was the right decision to come to Canada, leaving Germany, even though it's always difficult. Some people are saying like, hey, Germany is the best country to live, or like if you don't want to work, you get all the social money, whatnot. My family, we are absolutely happy we came to Canada. It was a great decision. I learned English coming here to Canada, living here for 13 years, and I had some opportunities that I would not have had if I stayed in Germany. So at the end of the day, even though I got sick and everything, I'm glad we made the choice to come to Canada. And I would think for many people Canada is the right choice, and maybe a better choice than America or Germany, but it's up to you. I just wanted to tell you, like, even though I make videos, some of them are negative about Canada, because I want to show also the truth about the positive and negative sides. Because if you immigrate to a country, you spend a lot of money, so you should know what is coming for you. I did the right choice, and I like living here in Canada. It's good. It's a good life here. It's not as exciting as you would maybe live in Miami, in New York, or Houston, or London, or Berlin, or Paris. You know, it's not that. It's not exciting. Life here in Canada is more quiet. It's more easygoing and everything. But see, many people are preferring this kind of life. Okay, so this was actually just a short kind of like introduction to how my life here is in Canada. Hope you enjoyed it. Remember to like the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.